aboard!
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're listening to Cannabis Karaoke, where we ask you to grab the mic and tell your story. Get inside info from today's most interesting cannabis pioneers, and from the first note to the end of the song, listen up as you get to hear the stories of success on Cannabis Karaoke. Welcome back to another episode of Cannabis Karaoke, where we do our best to search out the pioneers of the space, listen to their stories, understand their pains and tribulations, and, kind of keep all of us up to the minute on new product offerings. Today's guests are definitely, I want to say you guys are definitely in a niche of your own. Not very many people in your product category. It's kind of right in your face once you guys hear about what these guys do. And I just am super stoked to welcome Justin Castillo and Letty Moran to the space. To Cannabis Karaoke. They are the brand managers of NFuzed, and we're going to get a little bit more into what NFuzed does. But Justin's handling the SoCal area. Letty, you're handling the NorCal area. I want to get into that a little bit about how varied those areas are and the different types of dispensaries that you have to kind of approach and the way you approach them. But moreover, I'd love to just throw it out and have you guys, first of all, welcome to the show. Thank you for jumping on.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Absolutely, bro. I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to know a little bit about like the product. Who wants to take that one on?
Sure. I'll shoot it off. So I actually got with NFuzed a little bit before Letty jumped on the team. But yeah, definitely talk a little bit about the inhaler. We're classified as a tincture. So in the state of California, wherever you're looking for us in dispensaries, you'll see us in kind of like the tincture category or concentrate category. But it is the first ever microdoser on the market that's really giving you a better delivery system. You get 5 milligrams per puff of straight, some of the purest THC on the market. We work with nothing but quality, and I think that's what sets us apart. As a new brand coming into California. And with the inhaler, it's really the best way to microdose. You get 5 milligrams per puff, 50 puffs in total. And there's no heat, no battery, no combustion, no repacking, fully disposable product that stays consistent through and through, time and time again. You can use, like 10 puffs and still have 40 puffs left in your inhaler. And let's say it's in your gym bag and it's been maybe a month or so and you haven't touched it. You pick it up, shake it for a couple seconds, take a puff, inhale, exhale, and it's the same consistent hit, just like the last one.
Absolutely.
So I think that's one of the really coolest things about the product that not a lot of other people can say about it. And also that it's extremely healthy. It's the healthy alternative to vaping and smoking. You're getting straight cannabis-derived terps like myrcene, terpinolene, beta-caryophyllene, alpha-pinene, so many different terpenes that are coming straight from the cannabis plant that help drive the high of the extreme purity of THC also in the inhaler. So, I mean, I'm wowed myself being a person that's been in this game for a while and seeing the different products coming out, seeing the whole vape world about 5-6 years ago and how that took off, and it's really driven different products. So it's been an amazing product just coming from somebody like who smokes weed on a daily basis.
And let me just interject. Our product is considered an MDI, which is a metered dose inhaler. And for those who are not familiar with that terminology, it's basically a device that delivers a specific amount of medication to the lungs. And it's done in a form of, a short burst of these aerosolized mists. Those are the mists that you're going, you said you're familiar because you've had asthma, right? So that's that mist that basically coats your throat and it goes straight to your lungs. And it's basically, a self-administered, inhalation. And so that's kind of more of a technical explanation of what happens when you're taking an inhaler. So imagine, like Justin said, pure THC, no smoke, no heating agents, just distillate, and it's going to be a faster onset than your gummies, than a vape.
Than quite anything on the market.
Yeah.
No, I think
it's really fast.
Just to clear it up in case anybody's still not totally sure on the device delivery, it's for all you asthma puffers out there. For a while, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I was on radio for 10 years, and the lead jock had asthma as well, and we would do you got your inhaler today? Like, we were gonna make blinged out asthma inhalers because it was such a dorky little thing to have. You always have it on you, and we were talking
Right.
we were talking before we got on the air that cannabis has really helped my asthma, and primarily through smoking it, which is odd because asthma is lung based. But this inhaler, and I think I've ran across your guys's. I'm not sure if you're the same name, but there's definitely been hype around this type of a delivery agent because, first of all, the biggest challenge that we face in the space as medicine is the delivery agent. The reason people will take pills is because their doctors give them pills and they're used to taking pills. So there's going to be a subset of cannabis users that take the pill form of cannabis. Much like you guys are doing, you're taking a traditional delivery methodology that's high absorption rate, and you're using a clean delivery mechanism. So for all your asthma puffers, they got the weed asthma puffer now. So you can take your asthma hit.
Yes.
Just no, you're already used to puffing an inhaler.
Also,
go for it.
With the inhaler, it's a lot of people, with like you who have asthma, come onto the product and really know how to use it and love it. And then there's also, a lot of people that don't have asthma, so they might have a different perspective on the product, just learning about it. And
but don't you think, Justin, that you guys are benefiting kind of good timing, unfortunately, on the back of bad timing for Vapegate? A lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. It was just a gift that popped into our lap.
Right. And I just for a quick second feel like that vaping is still something we're really learning about. That goes back to your guys' delivery mechanism, right? It's been tested for quite some time by the FDA. That delivery mechanism is well known. We understand how it interacts. We don't know how vaping interacts. And the industry didn't do itself any favors by being dirty, by some of these licensed players doing both sides of the fence. They did themselves a disservice because now we've got a vape issue, and now you're going to see a ton of more regulations on vape. And I think another component that you mentioned,
100%.
which is the metered dose. I personally think you're going to see vape regulate heat. They're going to regulate dose. They're going to regulate what other chemicals or agents that you're cutting the cannabis with. I mean, the vape world is going to still be there,
Absolutely.
but it's going to be a lot different in about 6 months from now. And so perfect time for us to be talking about this delivery mechanism. But to your point, Justin, that you were making earlier about people not familiar with the asthma inhalers, I guarantee you everybody has somebody in their family that they've seen that little blue inhaler or little purple inhaler.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
So talk to me a little bit about
it becomes a question of a conversation of, hey, don't necessarily think that just because you've never had asthma that it's not for you.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
I want you to think microdoser
and discreet.
Think that it's a healthy, discreet way to get your microdose, and there's no other product on the market that can really give you a microdose
without combustion,
especially when it comes to smoking. I mean, unless you're packing 0.2 of some quality into a bowl, but then there's the THC. There's so many other percentages and numbers and that go into this. And so going back to what you said, we're working with such a highly developed mechanism that we literally cut out that learning curve for you. You know exactly what you're getting into. So yeah, absolutely.
So I want to talk to Letty a little bit about, you're running the NorCal scene with this product. What are people's reaction in the dispensary? How are buyers taking to it? Do you guys have traction? Share us a little bit with that.
We've definitely have made traction over the last couple months, and it's a very interesting dynamic because consumers are wowed, they're amazed, they want to know where to get it. When we walk into the dispensaries, they're, maybe some of the owners or buyers or staff that have been in the business for a long time may have seen something similar pre-legalization, right? But nothing of this caliber. So they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'd love to have those in, depending on their, their location and their clientele, right? But the consumers, they want it. They want to know immediately, where can they get this? Because we also do a lot of events that give us face time with the community. But the thing is, again, remember, we're a young company. So when we're out there promoting our product and the community is like, where can I go get this? And we're still building our list of stores. We're still building, the dispensaries and the delivery companies that will carry our product. That's a whole nother beast that we can talk about, right?
And I just for the sake of everybody that's listening right now,
they want our products. They want them now. We were Justin and I were at an event last week in Oakland at the West Coast Lead Tour, and a woman came and saw our product and wanted to buy, what did you say, 30 of them immediately.
Yeah, well, like I was going to say, I want to shout out your guys' website real quick. So the listeners, the people that are like halfway through this or, a little bit into this going, tell me the website. It's NFuzed.com. It's NFuzed.com, NFuzed. And right off the bat, the very first thing you see is their inhaler. You guys also do gummies and, looks like some other edibles. How much does that help you get in the door? Because look, man, everybody in the space is still focused on the highest THC value, the best nose flower, how do you compete with something like a meter dose like that? People right now are still kind of running on, like, it'd be like if we went in the grocery store or the liquor shop and we went, hey, like, give me 101 proof alcohol. And they're like, you'll have more fun on this. And, there's no, I guess my
Right. No, I see where you're going. And that's
quality
definitely
and value.
Yeah.
Quality and value. Quality product at a value. So, everybody has gummies on the shelf. Our gummies, they taste amazing. And guess what? You're going to get them for lower than, we're going to beat anybody's price on gummies out there. That's how we get in the door. Because
100%.
It's a competitive space. So we're like, quality. We're not lacking in quality. We make sure we still have the highest quality product at the best value for our community and for our customers.
Real quick, what's the retail price on this thing?
For the inhaler?
Yes.
It ranges from like $30 to $40.
And that's retail,
depending on the tax bracket and municipality.
Sure. So if I walked into a dispensary and I wanted to buy an infused inhaler, it roughly run me about $40.
Right. Yeah. No, there's plenty of dispensaries actually at licensed dispensaries in California having them at like 35.
Bruh, my asthma inhaler is 70. Bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Help me understand.
And how many bucks do you get out of that thing?
Help me understand. I don't know, bro. It doesn't tell me all the time. Sometimes I get the one that doesn't have numbers on the back. I don't know. I can never tell, Even when it says I have 10 left, I don't even know if I have 10 left, actually. So explain to me how you're delivering, I feel, better medicine. Look, my asthma inhaler is my buddy for sure, but like I'm excited about your product because I also have to be discreet. Let's talk about the discrete component about that. You want to get a microdose real quick. I hate to say it, but you're running up on your kid's soccer game. You can't light a joint. You can't throw a vape, especially because vapes are like kind of, you might as well be smoking a cigarette now the way people look at you. But, talk about that. Talk about
the time it takes.
Yes.
The time it takes, man. The time it takes to roll a joint, to smoke the joint, and all the, to hit the pen and the smoke that comes out, it's a lot. With the inhaler, by the time you hit it, or if anybody were to see or anything, it's already back in your pocket. It's that quick. And then you can really be anywhere. One of our hashtags is #enjoyanywhere, because it's just that feeling of being able to have the freedom, and you know, to break the stigma. We're trying to help break the stigma. You know, cannabis has been looked at badly for so long that with this product, since you can do it anywhere, and we're creating that normality with the type of device that it's in, boom. It's that simple. It's that easy. Somebody was telling me the other day, you know, that it's great for when they have to travel, or they have a camping trip, you know, big dinner with the family, quinceañera, whatever, that it really comes in handy whenever you need it. And I think that's what's really cool about our product. And sometimes, you know, I like that you touched on that it is competitive. It is very competitive. And especially when there's dabs and there's rosin and there's high THC levels and there's many different types of vapes, it's very competitive. And so with that type of discrete high, we create that niche, and there's nobody else like us out there that can kind of hop in that niche with us. And that's what's really cool. It's that you can buy your joint, you can buy your vape, you can buy whatever else you buy at the store, but then at the same time, when you need it, like we said, when you're pulling up to the soccer game, when you're pulling up to the airport,
when you're sitting in church,
you need the inhaler. You need the inhaler.
Did she just say when you're sitting in church? Damn, Letty, you're ruthless. Damn, girl. The other thing is the other thing is too, like I do partake in dabbing, smoking joints, bong hits, vaping, and I would love to get on the NFuzed train. And my biggest struggle, bro, is like always I'm rolling up on the airport and I forget I have my vape in my pocket, and I got to do this like breakdown game real quick and like hide it in my bag. Like with this, I could just pack my vape, literally put my NFuzed inhaler into my bag, and not that I'm going to be like, you know, dosing my brain out while I'm sitting in the airport. But if I feel like, you know, we all get anxiety, we all, you know, there's all reasons. I remember I used to eat edibles before I get on a plane, just because sometimes I have low anxiety, and you know.
Oh, dude, I hate airplanes, man.
So it's a you know, people can take Xannies or everything else. Like I just need a little bit, and it's non-invasive. Let's talk about how. So you're also kind of in a space now where, I mean, and to your benefit, people are getting away from. Or I shouldn't say getting away from, they're kind of more concerned about terps, more concerned about the effect, more concerned about, you know, taste, and less about, because everything's so hybrided out, to be honest. It's like you have 5 strains to make the next gelato or whatever. So when you guys are compiling your guys's, do you do based off effect, or do you do do you combine taste? Like what, tell me a little bit about I'd
say we go for effects.
Okay.
We go for effects, because I think really that's what everybody's looking for. I've heard people say, "I will eat the crappiest edible, but it got me higher than hell."
Yeah. Absolutely. Right. No, for sure.
100%. So many people really just want the effect, and that's what we go for. Like Letty was saying earlier, we've got the tastiest gummy, but now you've got the tastiest gummy that you taste no THC, and you're blitzed. So that's a win-win, and everybody loves that. And then so with the inhaler, you're really getting the effects. What I tell people, we do, you know, PADs, patient appreciation days, in the stores. If you're ever in dispensaries, you know, you'll see us time to time popping in, educating people, appreciating the customers that come in, and talking about our products, running promotions and whatnot. And I really talk to them about this kind of 1 to 3 hits on our inhaler, right? You know, you're working with a microdose device, so it's 5 milligrams per puff. One puff's going to be different for everybody, you know?
For sure.
We all have different ECS, endocannabinoid system. We all have different ways our receptors interact with what we're smoking or, you know, taking in. And that's why, maybe Letty likes sativa, I like indica, but that's because the way our endocannabinoid system reacts and wants the different stuff. So that's kind of how I explain it, is one puff is different for everybody. But that one puff gives you a really nice head high, up in the shoulders. And as you go deeper into your dosage, you'll start to feel that you get a head and body high. And so it's a full spectrum high that we're really looking for. And, as we go further into our product, you'll start to see that we're going to be coming out with some amazing stuff, ratios of CBD to THC, CBN, THCV. I can't even say anymore because I don't want to get you too excited. But Letty can talk a little more as well on it.
Letty, talk to me a little, like CBN. Tell me like that, I feel like we're all hyped on the THC combined side of things, but so many other people that don't want to get high but want the effect of the plant. CBN's definitely high on the list. What do you guys got rolling out for that in the future? Can you share with me, or is it got to be in code?
Well,
we'll just say that is high on our priority list. We understand the market. We understand how diverse the market is, and what, like Justin was saying, we all have different systems, and things affect us differently. So we want to really expand our products so that we are able to offer something for everyone, and even when we're thinking about, the older demographic, elderly people that may just be, coming into the cannabis space and looking for products, some may not like to smoke because maybe their throat is a little more sensitive, and sometimes, they don't want that burn. Our inhaler is perfect for something like that. And because it looks, it kind of looks like, I don't know if it's okay to use the word medicine or medicinal, but, sometimes the older demographics, they will gravitate towards something that feels a little more familiar to them. So imagine if we're offering, all of these wonderful additions, it just broadens our, our audience. It broadens our customer base. And that's really, we want to be on the education side of things too. Yeah, it's great. We have a unique product. We're able to tap into this market because no one else is offering what we're offering, but we also want to offer education. We also want to, I don't want to be just a salesman. I don't want to just, I want to have meaningful conversations with people about their experiences and what they really need and what really works for them, so that we can, factor that into when we're looking to create more products. Do you agree?
100%. 100%.
So
the CBN, and going back, Danny, just to touch on CBN. The CBN, I think, is definitely on our top priority because there is so many times. Just yesterday, I was in a shop in Santa Barbara. They're new. They're very awesome. Coastal dispensary. Was in there 12 to 8, educating and talking to different people. And there's so many people that come in and they just want to sleep. They just want to sleep. They don't want to smoke. They don't want to get too high. They don't want to feel all the different effects or the full entourage. They just want to go to sleep. And then happens with CBN. That's all we need. With CBN, that they call it like it helps. It's basically like the vet's cannabinoid, because CBN helps incredibly with PTSD. If you didn't know this, CBN is what makes us not have dreams. If you smoke a lot, I'm pretty sure you're not dreaming.
No, dude, I've done little fastings off, you stop smoking for 30 days or whatever, just because you got to test yourself. And then towards the end of that 30 days, it's like you're in a nonstop movie theater, just dreaming your brains off. And you're like, I want to smoke weed again so I don't have to dream, which is weird because you kind of need those dreams, but I just don't want to remember.
Right. But so many people don't know that.
Yeah.
We just simply kind of forget. And going back to the beneficial part of it, is that it really does help a lot of people with, post-traumatic stress, because sleep disorders, because when they sleep, they might be able to sleep, but then they can't stay asleep. And then there's people who can sleep, but they can't go to sleep. And that's where CBN will really, really, really benefit them.
Yeah, I mean,
so we're definitely working on that.
The other thing I want to ask you guys is, and it probably is something you're already talking about, and I do want to go back after this question and talk about you guys' origins in Colorado and how that's been going. But are you considering collaborations with your technology to increase your product offering while basically just utilizing the same product you're already doing? Like, I could see there being opportunities with other brands if it made sense, especially celebrity brands, let's say, that could possibly be really good partners, branded units. Is that something that you guys are thinking about, or am I?
I mean, we're looking for quality. We're looking for quality. I think, what comes with California comes clout, right?
Sure.
But I think we're looking for quality, man. I talk to so many different people, and Letty does too. And NorCal and SoCal, you've got many different big players that are doing different things. You've got people in the desert. I've got these people in the desert that are coming out with Delta 8 and Delta 10 and high percentages in THCV. And there's just so many different people out there that I start to find through the cracks, because not a lot of people know, and not a lot of people are really focused on the whole full spectrum of cannabis, CBC, CBCA, THC, the whole, like how really these cannabinoids solidified can really help. I think that's what we're really looking for, is people who are doing that. We were recently looking at somebody by the name of Doug Varon. They do a THCV ratio CBD pen. And we're finding that there's them and the people I said in the desert that are making that kind of high percentage THCV. And when you run about maybe like 1,000 plants through a distillation process, right? You get maybe like 0.03% on the THCV. So imagine finding someone who's coming out with 6% THCV.
It's a new diet pill right there.
It's pretty wild.
That THCV
so
helps.
That's what I'm looking for.
Helps people with. So fair enough. I think I got my answer more or less. Is that there are the potential to broaden your guys' relationships with people that are bringing top level stuff to the game. Well, that's So Colorado. How long ago did NFuzed start? Was that the original name? Or do you get what? Tell me a little bit about the backstory of the product line. Letty.
Well, it started in Colorado. The owners, there's 3 owners. It's Spencer, Mark, and Greg. And the really beautiful part is that they all come from different backgrounds. Mark is a chemist. Spencer has been in, different industries, coming from finance and the mining industry.
Right.
And then, a lot of different things. And also, then we have the other owner, Greg, who comes from straight cannabis. He's been, running dispensaries in Colorado, knowing how, literally running and tapping into the market in Colorado and in different green states as well. And so, from what I'm aware of, they've just been really, really killing it in the Colorado space, and kind of, put their brains together and made this happen. From what they told me, it was really just almost like they didn't plan it. That it was like what it started to be. Hey, let's do this THC inhaler. The next day they were, creating a facility and getting licensed and getting inspections, and literally almost next day. So it's pretty insane how fast everything has come. So
When did they start?
That's really what I have. I think we should definitely on a next show or something get them on to talk a little bit more about the history.
Yeah, I would definitely love to. Look, when it's kind of like you're reinventing the paperclip, if you will. You took something that was already there, and you modified it, and you kind of owning the niche, and now you brought it to California. So it's in Colorado, California. It would seem to me that, I don't know your total like supply chain, but are there other states on the horizon for you guys?
I mean, yeah, Greg has been really on the forefront of this for NFuzed, and has been, we've been looking at Las Vegas, Nevada. We've been looking at Washington. We've been looking at Missouri, Oklahoma, different states. And, you'll really start to see us kind of flourish everywhere we go because of our mission, our SOP, and our product line. So, you will start to see us grow multi-state. Does not stop at Colorado and California.
So once again, talking with the
NFuzed,
NFuzed,
I believe.
I was going to give you guys a little plug. NFuzed brand managers, Letty and Justin. These guys are running the state of California by themselves, and having some traction.
Building a team.
If you're building a team and you want to play it, where's your guys' next PAD?
I'm heading out to I'm on the road. I'm always on four wheels making deals, baby.
There we go.
I'm out here with a trainee of mine that I'm bringing on the team to become a brand ambassador and rep for us. And I'm heading out to a very amazing dispensary that rules the Sun Valley. If anybody's from the Valley area in LA, they will know who I'm talking about. Sun Valley Caregivers.
Nice. Shout out to Sun Valley Caregivers.
Some of the best prices out there. So it's really an incredible spot. Everybody's well educated in there. They have water, refreshments, so many different things for everybody. And we'll be there from 12 to 6 p.m.
Wow, that's a stretch for a PAD. You must talk to a lot of people. And that's like,
yes.
Some of the people, are people amazed at what you're offering? Because again, it's not everywhere. Like nobody else is doing it. So.
Oh yeah, I wish I could just take pictures of like that like when their eyes light up when they first see they see the booth, or they see our banner with a big inhaler on it, and it says Cannabis Infused Inhaler. Oh, it's great. It's priceless. The faith change.
But you guys,
I agree.
You guys should get a little one of those iMac, or like, what do they call them? You can get those little photo booths and like catch people's reaction and then bonus them somehow. That'd be a great campaign.
That'd be
great.
That'd be great.
So when you're at a PAD,
I mean, I don't know about taking pictures in dispensary, but definitely that's a good one.
You can hit them up in the lobby or something. There's always ways around everything, bro.
You're right. Hey, you're right.
As long as we're not imposing on anyone's personal, but I take plenty of pictures in there,
Oh yeah.
And you guys are giving like at your PADs. Are you doing like a buy inhaler? Tell me a little bit about your PAD offer. How you guys are packaging this?
Oh, absolutely. Letty, did you want to go ahead and let them know?
Yeah, so we, especially for this week, as we were in the dispensaries yesterday, we both were doing a 7, almost an 8-hour PAD. That's another thing that we like to do a little differently.
Take note, Brands.
A little more time in the dispensary, getting to know the bud tenders and the staff, because guess what? When we're gone, we want you to still know about our product. We want you to love our product. We want the bud tenders to have an experience with us. So, when people come in asking for suggestions, that NFuzed is at the top of their list, because we didn't just run in and run out and didn't interact with them as well. So that's why we like to be in there, for a good amount of time. We like to make it our temporary home. And but
for 7 hours, you guys are having 3 meals there.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Buy 2 and get 1 for $1. If you are carrying our gummies, you buy an inhaler, get a gummy for $1. right? And if you just carried our gummies, I think would buy 2 gummies and get one for $1, Justin.
Oh, well, so usually, like, let's say if they carry all our products, right? They have the gummies and the inhalers. It's buy an inhaler, get a gummy, 100 milligram gummy pack for $1. And then if they just buy a gummy pack, they could get another one for $1. And they could utilize both of those deals if they wanted to.
Make them match it.
And then we have merch. We have tons of awesome merch that we have, for limited time at the dispensaries, but people will come and we hook them up with some shirts, or we have like these 100% hemp hats that we had ordered from Spain, and we have some other stuff like. We kind of separate ourselves too with all the stuff that we give out, because I see a lot of people just giving out, one type of shirt or something like that, and we'll have like men's and women's shirts, tank tops. So, we really like to hook the people up and create an experience in the store.
Well, I think
let me tell you what I did yesterday.
Go for it.
I happened to be in the store, and I seen an online order going out, and I was like, let me throw in a hat. And then I was like, well, hey, is that a woman or a male ordering that? And he looked at the order, and it was a woman. And so I threw in a hat, I threw in a tank top, and I think a lanyard. And that's not, online you normally don't get anything. I just happened to be in the store. I'm like, hey, and things like that, things that the customer didn't expect to get. So in her order that she got yesterday from just placing online, she got a whole little, get up, a hat, a shirt, and she's going to remember that. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's called...
wow, that was so cool. I got...
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to compliment you. Those are, being in the marketing space that we are, people want to have, brands. I see a lot of products, a lot of brands, they're riding the green rush. If they can get their product to the shelf and it's, even, I'm just going to be middle of the road, good packaging, reasonable price, they're going to have success. But the winners in the space will be taking the approach of customer acquisition and doing things like that. A lot of times you'll take, as brand managers, and I'm sure you guys are going to laugh your ass off when I tell you this, but you're like, I got an idea. Let's build the brand a little bit with some swag. Let's give away hats and T-shirts and lanterns. And if the CFO is not on board with that, they're like, "What the hell are you thinking, giving away all that stuff? We should be selling it to them." And you're like, "No, you don't understand. If I can get that person wearing that shirt once a week or in their rotation of whatever they're doing, they see our brand every single day." So now you're starting to talk about impressions on the brand, and you're starting to talk about brand association. And these are all things that the likes of Coca-Cola and others have spent billions on buying. We can't buy the end zone scoreboard of the high school football field yet, but those guys get to do that, and that's how they build their brand awareness. And so I think it's really smart that you guys are doing that, and you're taking that mentality of that person probably ordered your brand because they liked the packaging and they liked the messaging, or maybe they liked the price, or maybe off chance they were already a loyal customer. Regardless, when they got that swag, that just went to another level for them. The next time they order, they're going to look for your product first, then shop, if that makes any sense. So solid.
Absolutely.
Solid maneuver. And
the people love our brand right off the bat. Like the octopus with all the flavors, all the fruits in his tentacles, like the puffer steamed the puffer. Why? Because it's 5 milligrams per puff.
No, it's you guys spent time to lay
love it. They love it right off the bat.
No, and I think that's a lot of
our branding is pretty cool.
And that's the exact kind of point I was going to make, which is a lot of these brands are brands. Don't get me wrong, but it's like people wear a Coca-Cola shirt, but no one's wearing a Metamucil shirt. You know what I mean? And so, granted, they're in different markets, but my point is that, Metamucil is not worried about building a brand. And I think anybody in the cannabis space that wants to have longevity beyond just making money at the moment, who really wants to build a brand, I think the approach you guys are taking is spot on. And honestly, you don't even need to do it. You have a product that nobody else has. So you're like doubling down on the effort. Not only do you have a niche product that nobody else touches, but you're also creating a brand around an asthma inhaler basically, and gummies. I mean, and so I love your guys' treatment on the website. I would like it's. I'm pretty picky. Like I would wear what you guys have just because it kind of fits like the fact that you're building a brand, and that's what kind of triggers me.
Yeah, and we don't have crappy clothes. It's actually really nice clothing.
Nice material. We'll make sure to get you some.
Oh, I appreciate that. I was just saying, like, I'm thoroughly impressed all the way around. Before I got on the phone with you, I was like, oh shit, this is legit. You know what I mean? And then like when I'm talking to you, and the fact that you guys cover two really distinctly different territories, but like the mutual messaging is build brand, build customer base. You're doing marathon PADs. I can't help but see you guys having success. As the word gets out and as more people talk about you, like just be ready for that too. Humans are the next problem you're going to have. Finding good humans to help you.
Thank you so much.
Oh no, for sure.
I just wanted to say that one of my, and I got a chance to listen to a few of your podcasts, which were very informational. We're so happy to have found, actually one of our founders, Spencer, found you. So we're thankful for that. And shout out to Mike, our big boss too. We don't want to leave him out.
Yeah, shout out to Mike. He runs our facility in Grover Beach.
No, you guys are in Grover Beach in California?
Yeah, Grover Beach, right by Pismo.
Jesus, can you guys stack any more chips against yourself? Like just as far as like you're like winning everywhere, you know what I mean? Because like Grover Beach, right? No, nobody knows where that is probably unless you live in California and had to surf and drive up and down the coast.
Unless you say San Luis Obispo,
right? But
people might be like, oh, okay.
But would you say that Grover Beach is a sleeping giant in the cannabis space, kind of?
It is a sleeping giant. There's like 3 more dispensaries that are going to open up right there. And there's only 2 right now, but yeah, slow in general in the 805 is left on. Absolutely.
It's the Lost Coast, but it's about to be the Green Coast because people aren't, aren't really realizing that. They're too focused on LA,
Yeah.
We're on it. But what I was going to say before I forget is I love your show. Thank you so much. But one of the ones, the podcast that I listened to of yours that stuck out the most to me was the interview you did with Stephen Ernest from Veridian.
Oh yeah.
And that was such a wonderful interview. He was so just, he sounds like a really good guy, with great experience. He came from the financial industry, right?
Yes.
And a few things that he said that stuck out in my mind was the foresight of, lies within the corporate development of your company, as well as the right team that understands the steps of where the company needs to go, and like where we're attacking whatever our target market is. Who are the people on the ground? Who's your team? And Justin and myself, when we met, we just had such the same organic
mentality,
lifestyle.
Yes.
Just integrity, and we immediately gelled, and we had the same approach to how we feel we wanted to grow this brand. And so we were just very happy to be given the opportunity, because that's not an easy thing to do, to grow something from the ground.
No.
We literally were the ones, you know what I mean?
People, I'll tell you, man, business is easy. People are hard. And so,
yes,
Steve's an amazing, so a little quick story. Shout out to Steve. Love Steve Ernst. I've known him for over 4 years. And, that interview, because he's a SEC licensed broker, I had to go through, even though I knew him, I had to go through a lot of hoops. I normally don't prepare questions for the podcast just because I want to be natural. And I had to do all that. And then after it was done, I had to run it through compliance. We had to really dance around him not giving advice on, investments or what to do, because that's what he gets paid to do. Yeah. But, I thought, to your point, at first when I was like, okay, it's a financial guy, it's going to be tough for me to connect, even though I know him. But to your point, I think he really made it apparent that at least investors in this space, and probably other spaces as well, are really looking at that human component and how many people are you turning over? What's the Like, what's the culture like?
Yes.
Are people on the same page? And I think to that point,
That's right.
as advice from my side, it's like if somebody's not working and it's just not gelling, like you're better off to kind of deal with it head on. And it's okay if people aren't a
Yeah.
fit. And then on the other side of the coin, when you find people that you can work with, that you really gel with, latch onto them because the space is moving pretty fast. You don't have 6 months to vet people. If it's not working in the first
Yeah.
30 to 45 days, complications and people's challenges are always there. But if you're working on it and it's doing like, I'd say saddle up and go, but also be just as quick to get off that horse if it's not working for you. People are going to be the tough one
Yeah.
as we grow this industry. So it's
Yeah.
you can tell your guys' chemistry is solid, and you know that the next steps for you guys are just to keep boots on the ground. And I would love to, as I can, offer, part of the reason I do this is so that I can learn more about these brands and how, if any, help I can provide. Because at the end of the day, we're all in so early that if we all just help each other be as successful as possible and we keep that ethics of working with the right people, we all win, right? Because in 10 or 15
Absolutely.
years,
Yeah.
it's
That's it.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
different,
It's collaboration over competition, brother. Always.
Absolutely,
The reason
100%.
the reason why I've gotten to where I am is because I've collaborated with so many people, and I've never said, "Hey, what can you do for me?" It's always been, "How can I be of service to you?"
You win every time.
Right.
Every time. bro.
100%. You can't hate me if I love you.
Well, and
You
if
can't
I'm
hate me if I'm trying to help you.
and I get, those are also questions from investors I've had to deal with where they're like, well, you're doing all this stuff for these people, but what are you getting back? I'm like, you just don't know. It's like planting seeds in the ground, like I gotta wait. I
100%.
gotta see what happens,
100%.
and if that person steps on my plant and kills it, then at least I knew and I got out of the way quick,
Right,
or if they help
right.
me grow an amazing plant, next thing you know, we're doing, there's so much opportunity that you build a bigger net when you collaborate. And so I just want to close with
Right.
I appreciate what you guys are doing. I love the innovation, the passion, the tenacity. Those are all things that really get me going. And you guys have an amazing product. You guys sound like you're well on your way on track. Anything that we can do to help out with that, obviously we will. Go ahead and shout out your guys' social media sites and your websites. And then let's let you get back to getting busy with business.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, Justin, you want to do the shout out? Well, it's NFuzed. It's our website, NFuzed. And when you ask for our products, you have to be specific because some people think you're saying infused.
Sure.
Everything's infused with cannabis now. So it's NFuzed, FUZED. And the handle, Justin, right, is
At Fuzed Brands. At FUZED Brands.
And we'll put that in
the
the blog afterwards for you guys too. Go ahead, Letty, you were saying?
Thank you so much. And I just want to also touch real quick on this. It's difficult in the IG space, as you should know, we had another Instagram and it got shut down. So we're out here, just trying to make sure we stay compliant.
Haters gonna hate, girl. That's what happens. Haters are taking you down.
Yeah.
Space is challenging.
Yeah.
So this is our second IG, and we just thank you for for everyone who's listening, support in advance. Feel free to reach out to us. We're very responsive. We love connecting with our audience and with the community. And we just love to share love.
So that's a request for y'all to slide into the DM, send them a note, ask some questions.
In the DM.
Yeah.
Hey, and DM me too if you want. I'm always very responsive at Justin Cures. Shout out, respect my region. Wanted to let you guys know that anybody listening, we have some awesome articles going up there really shortly that also talk more about our products and also where to find them. So
we'll get all that. We'll get all that off.
RespectMyRegion.com, you guys.
RespectMyRegion.com. Okay, and we'll make sure we put that into the blog as well. We'll get all that stuff so people listening, they can go back to the website, check it out. We'll link out to your guys' social. We'll be sure to take good care of you. And like we said, earlier, we give first, and hopefully we receive later. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show, and I look forward to talking again in the future. And you guys have a great day. Keep grinding.
Thank you
Hey,
so
you
much.
too. Never stop. Marathon continues.
That's a wrap. Thank you for listening to this edition of Cannabis Karaoke, another kick-ass podcast about all things cannabis. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and our website, cannabiskaraoke.tv. And if you or someone you know would like to be on the show, please hit the book your interview button on the right. Cannabis Karaoke. Grab the mic and tell your story.
Wow!